Hello Journals for Life fans. It has been a hot minute since I did a stamping demo, and I am happy to be here showing you some of the fun things I just got in. I have showed you some of the other paper packs I got in, but I got some fun travel things in for June and July travels, or August, or whenever you may travel. It's the Escape collection, and I am going to do a stamp demo with this stamp, but let me show you the paper pack really quick. So much fun. I'm going to lay it down so you can see it. And we have fun, maybe an orangish red. Tutti Frutti is my favorite color. I have been stamping with Samba a little bit. Then we have this beautiful yellow on this keychain. So I have Sauna and Glitz. I have some slate, some navy blue and some slate. I've been using dress blues mainly. This has been a little bright. I use this for maybe a text if I want it to show. So dress blues, blackjack, sandcastle, and over coffee is what I've been stamping with. And then for some lighter colors, because these are very dark saturated colors, I've been using Seafoam, Hot Tub, and Wintergreen to kind of get this green kind of map look. And also I have a guest check stamp. Let's see if I have any of those. I think I have some sitting here. Yes, here they are. Cute little guest check stamp. So I have stamped in these green colors and used the words in red, kind of like the guest check, and used it to make some little stamp collages. I also left space open because it is a journal card stamp for a 3x4, so I could write about the meal. I like to eat and try different things and foods, and so I'm constantly journaling about my food. So that would be a fun stamp to pick up. And in the digital kit, there is a guest check stamp. It's not in the paper pack, the physical cardstock paper pack here, but in the printable online, there is a guest check 3x4 card that you can write on. Little mini card, it's really cute. All right, so here we go. Let's look at this paper pack. So this is Escape. It's a 6x8 journaling pack. I played with the 6x9 size and 6x8, and I've just preferred the 6x8. So I did have one collection that was 6x9 because you could put the 3x4s 3, 6, 9, and so I thought maybe that would work, but I just prefer the 6x8, so I'm going to go with the 6x8. So this is a 6x8, 12 double-sided papers. It has 60 elements, 3x4, 4x3, 2x2, and 1¼ x 4. That's the labels or the other ticket elements that I make. And then on the back side is 6x8 full-size designs, which you see here on the bottom strip. So these are the cards and elements and labels and tickets, and then these are the full-size 6x8 papers. All right, so let's look at what we've got. I absolutely loved this. This was a lot of fun to design. It says grab your keys, and it reminds me of the television series Schitt's Creek. If you haven't watched that series, it is hilarious. I may go back and rewatch it. They had what's called the Rose Motel, and I believe that they stayed in room 6 and room 7. So on the stamp, it just says number 7. So I needed a room number, so I picked number 7 to align with that TV series. But these are motel keys, reminiscent of, maybe the 50s or 60s, really cute. And I'll show you more about that in a second. But this card goes with that. So you have some cute elements. This pack was designed to be used in any kind of travel, no matter where you go. So it has just some general fun travel things. Sunglasses, escape, there's a plane. This makes me think of a map, like a city block map, this grid, and I colored in some of the elements like you may see on a GPS. And so that's the back side, the slate color. up is this. I've been using this blackjack to match this piece. Okay, so right, so here these are the 4x3 cards. So it says noted and recorded in this cute retro font. And then we have this tag, this ledger tag, and then I have two escapes. I have one in this really bold font with a darker background, and then I also put this white background card with a thinner type. So you have two cards that say escape. That is the name of this collection. And escape doesn't have to be travel. It could be escaping for a girls' weekend or a night out, whatever that means to you. Lots of fun wording. There's the navy blue. So these labels fit in the notebook assembly. And if you're not sure what that is, that's my new line of books. And so this label spot, you may not be able to see that on camera, but there's a label spot that's 1 1/4 by 4. And we have 2x2, 4x3, and 3x4. It looks like that. So the elements that are on this page fit in this box, in this Classic Collage book. You can also use it in your travel notebooks. I have, and I'm going to be using the map travel notebook. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, that came from the Wanderer collection. So I'm going to be using, let's see, I had it upside down. There we go. That's right side up. I'm going to be using this book along with my notebook assembly, this one, because I already have some cruise photos I'm documenting. I have some cute little tags that I made. I have these guest checks that go with that. I have some of the map washi from one of my kit collections, and I have the postage stamp. I'll show you all of that in a minute. I do have some of that still in shop, so I'll be using all of that and this notebook assembly. And then also, as I travel this summer, I will be filling out this book. This was my book from last year, my cute little button closure. And I love just maps, black and white maps. And so I'll be documenting my travels with all of this. So if you want to join me, you can grab some of these items. The Wanderer collection has these cute elements. I will be using those again. They match this Escape collection, and I still have some left over. If you have that kit, grab it out. It came with the stamp and these sticker sheets. It had extra travel notebook papers, this postage washi, and I have all of that for sale standalone too. So if you want to grab some travel things, I'll put them all together in a place that in a little collection, so you can shop in that and just pick some pieces up and journal along with me this summer. So back to this paper pack. Those fit the Classic Collage, or they fit most journals, travel notebooks, and you can use them in just about any kind of application you want to. So that's what's fun about this paper pack. There's the fun green. Here are the 2x2 elements. Oops. So I had a fun designing some of these. I really had fun with that one and this one. This is a little postage with a map in it. So we've got this bright red grid on the back. This postcard, sights to see, with a little city motif. A matching color strip card, you are here. So some of these are 4x3 to go in the Classic Collage or your travel notebook. They'll fit because a travel notebook is 4 1/4 by 8 1/4, so you can put those in there. If you have the tag stacker die Or if you do not, you can grab one, and they are great for, let's see if I've got one in this cruise notebook. Okay, so this is the tag stacker die. You cut it out, and then it has these little slots that you can put journal cards or random different ephemera or tags in them. Seeing if I have another one. I think I put it in here again somewhere. And you can put them in little pockets. So those are some different ways to use these cards. That's the B side. So hotel, little place for journaling. We ate here. Believe in your selfie. Who doesn't take selfies when traveling? Usually, sometimes, most of the time, I travel for work alone, so I take a lot of selfies. So I thought that would be fun. Believe in your selfie. And then this map journaling card. The back side is a kind of a receipt. So vintage receipt. These are Polaroids. So little cute, just, you know, postcard motifs, a map, and then a hotel or motel vacancy, which would be really cute with this, you know, on the same page, saying it has a vacancy. It's travel log, go places, wish you were here, and on these cute little Polaroids, you can journal in this little space here. I left this open. You can stamp on that if you want to stamp like a big travel saying. This too, you could probably do the same thing with maybe a black Ranger, maybe a dark stamp. You can put it on there. So left that open for you to stamp and customize to your heart's content. I thought this was fun. So these are little travel tags. It has travel tags from most of the major countries, and also some within the US. So if you cut this apart and you don't like maybe this, and you cut it apart in a 3x4, you can always use this. Excuse my inky fingers. This blue is hard to get off, but you can use the back, and I sized it to where if you cut them up and you decide you would rather the other side and use it as a photo mat, everything is sized for that. So the grids and the receipts, so you have choices, excuse me, or you may not like one side at all, so you might not like this. You can use the whole full side on the back to scrapbook or cut it down for your travel notebook. So there are lots of options and versatility in this paper pack. So here are some lighter color generic cards that I made as well. I made some bright color ones with very specific motifs. Then I made some very plain ones, so you can stamp or write or customize. We have memo, we have this brown craft journal tag, we have this day trip in case, you know, we're doing a staycation this year, so you may have some day trips. Then I have a park, and it could be park, you're parking somewhere, or you could be visiting the park. And then here it says a walk in the park, and you can stamp in this box. So fun things there. I love this so much. Do you see that? That is just different random keychains, and we've got happy faces, we've got vintage keys, we've got dice or a die. We have a little alien somewhere. There's a little alien on there. I just think this is really cute. I had a lot of fun with that. That's the back side. That's the front side. I put the bright color motif on the plain cards, so in case you don't want the plain journal cards, you can use this one. And I did make, you'll see a 3x4 card, this one. I did make a smaller motif of this here on this 3x4, so you would get that as well. So if you use all 4 of these cards and you don't get to use that one, it's right here. So a lot of thought has gone into this cute little paper pack. Thinking about how to get the best bang for your buck and versatility in one little pack. This pack is amazing just to grab for a month. Should give you several journaling options. So let's look at this one. Hit the open road. It's an iPhone with, or a smartphone with a map in the background. It says hit the open road. This city. It's got a map motif in the back. Kind of got that cute vintage sunburst behind it. I've got the travel bug on this cute slate blue suitcase. It's a tag. It's a 3x4 tag. And we have this nice navy blue wood on the back side. Super cute. Then we've got Please Do Not Disturb with that little face mask from the 2x2 cards earlier. Another hotel. This is more like a city block hotel with a place to journal. The black and white map. This is the same black and white map from this book. I used the same design file, so place to journal. This just generically says the places, so you can write about whatever or stamp about whatever. And this spot is for journaling or stamping as well for your customization. Here's this beautiful mint color, maybe bluish color map collage. And here are some of the planner cards too. Let's see, what did I put on the back? Yellow. So we have Traveler, with a stack of vintage looking ledger paper. We have a ledger paper with a black and white globe overlay. We have an Atlantic Ocean tag from the same series, and then like a newspaper with some cute mixed media ink and things on it. Got yellow on the back, so we can use that for matting or a full-size photo if you decide you don't like some of these motifs. Got different options. And since these are journaling packs, that's what I'm really focused on, is documenting and journaling. I thought, and some people use this for planning. I do. I'll make a packing list or things to do in my Classic Collage. So I use this more for a memory keeping and documenting. I use this more for everyday. I don't plan very much in it. I'm very much a digital planner. I keep that on all of my digital calendars synced. So I don't do a lot of paper planning. But I do note keeping and journaling. So I'll write my packing list and my things to do, things I want to see, people I want to see in my Classic Collage notebook. So I'm going to start thinking about how to incorporate lists. If you're a lister, you'll notice that in the journaling, in the digital packs, I have a bunch of lists where you can stamp or write what you want to list. And I've used those all the time because I'm a lister and I like the satisfaction of checking things off a box. So that is the last one. So it's packing list, things to do, sights to see, and people to see. I think that's fun. And then this is the US black and white map. So that is the paper pack. It is now in the shop. It's Escape. This is the third paper pack I posted. I'll be posting paper packs, journaling packs. It's made out of a high quality cardstock and really nice. I would say it's a very nice matte paper. I've used fountain pens on it and did a smudge test. Didn't come up. I was very impressed when I tested out this paper. I used all kinds of pens and all kinds of markers. It writes really well. It's very beautiful and it doesn't smudge. Or it didn't smudge for me. So test it out, see if you like it. And I may come back and do that, show you my pen test. But I use a lot of fountain pens. And so I also like a very broad nib. And sometimes that's very inky and it takes a little bit to dry. And I was very impressed that the ink was very fast, very quick. And it's probably because it's a nice printed paper, high quality cardstock paper that accepts this kind of ink. So I was very impressed with that. So that is the paper pack from the shop. And now let's look at the stamp. So this is the Escape Hotel Motel key stamp. And I'll be using that this summer. And then also a lot from the Wanderer collection last year. So anyway, here is the 3x4 stamp. I've been printing a lot in 3x4 to keep it affordable, and putting the main motifs on there. So that's why you'll see a lot of 3x4s released. These are only $7.99. Wanted to show you this. So I have a block where I can put this like straight down. Sometimes when you put a large item like this, there's an air bubble in it. There's not an air bubble on this block, but if you happen to get an air bubble with these bigger, large images like this, you'll just put your thumb on it and you'll just kind of, when you lay it down, you'll just kind of run your thumb like that and you see there's no air bubbles in it. And that's just a great way if you're getting air bubbles. Just being a very experienced stamper, I've stamped for years, I always kind of do that just to make sure that when I go to stamp, it's not bubbling up and it doesn't leave like a weird, you know, bubble in the middle of my ink. So now that I've touched it, I gotta clean it. I'll clean it. All right, so let's look at this. I'm going to get my foam pad. Now this rubber, what's this called? Matte is really good for stamping, but I like to also put the foam pad behind it just to make sure that I get a nice good impression, especially with these, with this large of an image. So I like to have a really good impression. So just gonna see. Success in stamping is about experiment, learning how things feel, learning how and why things stamp, and what colors, how to layer, things like that. I'm thinking of putting a class together to walk through that, maybe in detail. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. And leave a comment if you have some good stamping tips that you think people would like. I think it's this ink, but this ink looks a little weird. It's pooling, which is odd. So I might not use this seafoam. I haven't used it in a while. Let's see what it looks like. Well, it's not terrible, but it's a little spotty. Not loving it. So that's sometimes what's bad about real juicy inks, is that they may pool. So let me switch to a Distress Oxide and see what that looks like. Not sure if that looks similar or not. Let's see what we got here. Dry my stamp, make sure I don't have any of that premium ink, dye ink on it. Let's see what a Distress Oxide green. Ooh, look at the coverage on that. That looks nice. And just to show you, I stamped, this was when I first got the stamp. Those colors are very ugly. I just grabbed whatever I had on hand, but here's what it looks like when you have nice coverage of your ink. And if you're getting this, I mean, unless you like the mixed media look, I think this would be cute for a vintage look. That's not bad at all. But if your ink is not, doesn't look solid like that, then, and you want a solid image, you may need to switch to a different ink or re-ink. Look and see what you got there. See why it is doing that. For this one, I think I haven't used that a long time, and so the ink may be old. You need to re-ink it, or it just might be the formula. I'm not really sure, but that's a nice impression with Distress Oxide. These Distress Oxides are really nice for good coverage. Alright, so I got a good impression from yellow, so let's do yellow. I keep forgetting that it's hard to stamp this big unwieldy block, or pounce it in the ink. So I gotta turn that thing over. I could just get a better impression. Okay, look how pretty this yellow is going to be. I already see it's going to be beautiful. Then I'm going to stamp again to get a lighter, it's called a second generation stamp, so that's fun for journaling and stamping darker images over it. So there's yellow, and then I really want to get something green or blue. I'm kind of disappointed that that sea foam didn't work out. We're going to put that over there and try hot tub. Let's see what hot tub does. I can't even see any ink on that, so let's see what we get. I use this one all the time, so I may need to re-ink it. Oh, actually, look at that. That looks good. Okay. Okay, hot tub was the good one. This is also a good representation of how important it is to prime your stamps before using it. So I stamped them all with this archival ink first. And then that helps prime the stamp. You can also use a clear embossing stamp, and it just helps the ink settle in a little bit more when you go to stamp using your dye inks. Just kind of primes the stamp a little bit. So, ooh, that looks nice too. I like it. I am loving both of those. I really want to do like a pink or a, I think I have a do-si-do somewhere. It's polished. Ah, here it is. Maybe this one. I'm trying to keep it light and not as bright and saturated. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Ooh, that looks good too. Okay. Well, I feel like this is a lighter color of, you know, like Tutti Frutti. When I stamped them so dark, they were so saturated, it was hard to see some of the words. So I noticed that you could see the words on the lighter colors better. Like this one, you can't see anything at all. It would be cute if you wanted to do that and maybe emboss it with some silver. That would be cute, or some black, something light, I think. Might try that. Now I'm getting excited. But so I thought that I would stamp in some of these, the lighter colors, which that would be the lighter of Tutti Frutti, to see what I got. And this green was a little too dark for me. But you might like that. You might like that saturated color, and you can cut it out, tuck it in pockets, and do some different things. So let's see. These are cute. I think I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to go with what I've got. And so you can stamp the second layer. So there's two layers. There's this one, and then there's this that brings more definition. And you can stamp this in either black or maybe any of these other colors like the blue or the Jack Black, or you could do like a light yellow, so this is light, and then a dark yellow. Let's try that first, because I'm going to be stamping in darker colors next. So let's see what Sana has to give. Let's see if that double yellow on yellow looks good. Sorry, you might see my head. Gotta get us lined. You can use a stamp alignment tool. I usually never have enough patience to go find it. But I do like my stamp alignment tool. That looks really good. So you got that yellow on yellow, and then you can stamp some of the words and images on the inside. And then let's do, I think I want to do this blue. What do I want to do the blue for with? That one maybe. Let's try that on the yellow. Let's try blue with yellow. And it's good to position wherever you're stamping that works for you, where you can see it, turn the light on. If you have to turn it around like I just did, you have to get your stamp position tool. Do that. Figure out what works for you best. So that looks good too. And I think I'm going to use, I really want to stamp with this black ink, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one that'll work with. Maybe I'll do that one. So this blackjack is more of a slate. It's like a lighter black. It's like a dark gray. So, okay, like it. Wonder if I could double stamp that. What that would look like. Second generation stamp. So that's a little fuzzy. That would be good if you're just going to stamp a bunch of motifs and you want it to kind of fade into the background. And let's stamp with the archival ink now. Where's it at? There we go. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so nice and crisp. Ooh, that looks good. I like it. I like it. And I think I'm just gonna leave these without the second layer, just to have a couple to see what that looks like. Okay, so the next element on this stamp is the little keychain, and I drew this. This was a lot of fun. So I drew this to look like a C. So you're gonna put it on your stamp. You don't want to do it like with the opening to the left. You want the opening to be on the right, so it should look like a C when you stamp it. So let me get a smaller block. Looks like I put it somewhere else. Okay, so you got a C. I hope you can see that. I hope you can see the C. Okay, and the reason you want to do it that way is because that's where the opening is. So let's stamp this one first. So you stamp where the little opening is here, matches the opening there. It doesn't have to be perfect. I've noticed I've stamped them imperfect. It still looks like a keychain. You can get it exactly right on there or not, and it still looks good. So there you go, just like that. You want to try to get the C. You want to try to get the tag in between those. So stamp the bottom part and the opening around that. It works, and I tested it. It works with overlay. So with this piece stamped, this one has a smaller opening than this one. This one's the bigger opening. So it works for the bigger opening, or if you want to stamp the overlay and have that little opening, it works for both. So just looks nice. I like it. Okay, and there we go. There we have it. Guess I could stamp these just in case I'm gonna do something with those. I don't know yet. All right, so we've stamped the ring. Now I'm going to grab some of the words, if I can find it. I've lost it now. Fancy, fantastic. Oh, there it is. Cool. Put all my blocks in one place. Let's put all the inks in one place. Okay. Reorganized again. So you can do several things. You can leave it like it is. You can stamp some keys on there. You can stamp the key however you want. You can stamp it like this. You can stamp it like that. You can stamp it straight up on the side. You can stamp 2 or 3 keys, or 1 or 2, different colors. You know, however you like. You can stamp that key where you want to stamp it, and I'm going to show you the different variations. Usually the keys are like a gold color, I think. I've got this brown. I use that a lot. Sometimes they're silver, so I've got this blackjack, and that's what I'll use to stamp. But you could use silver or gold inks if you like. Stamp the key. And then here are the words that I have. Hotel, room, number 7. You can stamp those together or separate. I have escape, travel, explore a new city, and then time to. So you can stamp time to escape, time to travel, time to explore a new city, hotel room, and then you could do escape, or you could do hotel room, travel. Number 7 is just a generic room number. So there you have it. There's all kinds of combinations. And so let's stamp the key, and then we'll stamp the combinations. Now here are a couple other things that I grabbed. I have this in my stash. It's a very old 2015 Technique Tuesday stamp. When they went out of business, I bought a bunch of the little stamps. And then I have this icon stamp, and I don't have who it's from. Oh, yes I do. Here it is. I put it in the back. So that was a Bow Bunny Icons stamp. And look in your stash and see if you have some little icons. I'm sure that on some of them you probably have a palm tree and an anchor, or if, like, this is a bed, it's so cute. It's got a passport. I'm sure you have some little bitty motifs, suns, and that's another option. I didn't put icons on the stamp because I wanted to focus on the words and giving you as many words to stamp on there for journaling and the key. If I did a bunch of motifs, I would have had to guess where you're going to travel. So instead of doing that, I just made a very simple key, that the key is well done with 2 layers and a bunch of sentiments. So, and a key. I wanted to get that key on there. I thought the key was important. So if you have, wherever you're traveling to, whether it be a cruise or a boat, or if you're just traveling for work, you know, there's a passport, there's a camera, you can use stickers. You could put a sticker, camera sticker, or a geotag would look cute. There are so many different things we probably already have on stickers or stamps that you can build up. So this is meant to build your own. Choose your own adventure. All right, so let's see what that adventure looks like. So I'm going to start stamping some of the keys. And here's the Over Coffee sandcastle, not Over Coffee. I think that looks nice. I want to see if the second generation stamps. Ooh, let's get it on the paper, on the pad there. Yeah, the second generation stamp didn't do so well. So this is experiment time, you guys. This is when you experiment. I try not to experiment in my books. I try to experiment outside of that before I commit. So if you just want to grab a book, I have this Catherine Pooler Canvo. I love it. It's one of my, hello. It's one of my favorite books to play in, and I call this my stamp. It's a Stamp Nation book. It's my stamp book. I love it. When I get new stamps in, if I don't use it, I forget about it. So I try to take it out the package and I stamp a few motifs and I play with it. And then I can come back and look at it. And I just think it's fun to do that. So you can also do that in the, oh my goodness, in the 52 weeks journal that I have, Classic Collage 1. Of course I journaled in it, but if you want to buy this as well, you can. It has the 3x4 and 4x3 spots, so you can stamp your heart out. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to use one of these. I have so many samples that I was sent from the manufacturer, so I'm going to take a few and just stamp in them. That'll be my next book that I start stamping in. So if you want to just play and practice, go look at that Classic Collage 1 52 weeks journal. It has 120 pages in it, so that'll be 100. That'll be a whole year of stamping fun. And if you want to, you can experiment and play around and not worry about it being perfect. That's the fun part. So many options there. I think I'm going to do a yellow key. I don't know why I want to do a yellow key. Just do. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, maybe not a yellow key. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that. That's what the key looks like. Let me double stamp one, so you could do two on the keychain. It would look like that. And another orientation would be stamping it down. You could stamp it, let's do it on this one. You can stamp it down, do it in a darker color, just like that, so you can see it. Here, I'll show you what that might look like. Oh, that's not blue. Let's try. Oh, this one. Okay, so there you go. That's what that would look like. You can do that. You don't have to put any words or motifs on it. You can just use that as a plain background. You can use it to layer if you're stamping a scene. This is very much meant to be a base, and you can stamp your heart out and build on top of it. It's a cute little keychain builder. All right, so now I want to use some of these icons. And I have this cute passport that I thought would be good in this green one. So let's start with that. And maybe a darker, well, let's see, passports are blue, aren't they? Let's do blue. Okay, so I've got a passport. I've got a suitcase, so using over coffee, maybe a, looks like the ink is pooling. These are acrylic, so they're not a high quality photopolymer like my stamps. So you may want to test if you get acrylic, a lot of times they have that residue on them from the manufacturer, so you want to stamp it in like an archival ink. See how crisp that looks? So now that I've primed it with that, it should not pool. It should stamp pretty straight. Yeah, see how much that looks better? It's just knowing your stamps, knowing the difference between high quality photopolymer and acrylic and cheaper silicone stamps that are kind of like, it's got a residue on it, you can feel it. All right, moving right along. I think the sun is cute. I'm going to prime it first because it does feel a little oily. That's cute. And what else do we have in these little travel motifs? I'm thinking about, I like this cute palm tree. What color are we gonna, let's see if we can get the seafoam to redeem itself. Let's see if it stamps this okay. Yeah, that looks good. It just didn't like that big solid image. You can still see a little modeling in there, so I need to re-ink this. Let's do it on that. Oh, that's cute. I like it. Okay, so any more motifs? I do have this cute relax. You can also use other words that you have that may fit. If the time to escape and time to travel, you want to do something else, that would be, let's see, do, I think I'm going to do relax on this one. Relax. I have a stamp database, so I usually search keywords to find whatever it is I want to stamp, and then I just layer it just like this one, relax, and this little sailboat. So, all right, so motifs are done. Let's use the stamp words. So the stamp words are, I think I've shifted. Let's come back over center and camera here. There we go. Okay. So you see hotel, or we did. Oh, I didn't stamp hotel on this one. Okay, so let's do hotel. So we'll do hotel. Hotel. Room. Number 7. Just like the show. So these 3 are not in the keychain, and I know that you probably have noticed that online. It may look confusing because I use every space imaginable on the stamp, so I had them hollow out this piece and give me 3 more words to give you as much bang for your buck as possible. But it could look like it's printed on there and that's one stamp, but it's not. There are loose words in the middle. So let's do escape. We're going to do escape, and we're going to do travel. We're going to do explore a new city. And then I have time 2. So if you want to do time 2, you could do time 2 in the top, like time 2, explore a new city. Time 2, relax. And time 2, escape. Time 2, travel. Okay, and then you can also go back with so time 2, explore a new city. So maybe a little city building would be cute. I do have some, but for the purposes of not boring you here, you could put like a little city. I have a stamp that's got the little city blocks. You could do a building, or you could do whatever you want to do for a motif. Maybe the camera. Let's do a camera. I think a camera would be cute. Okay, time to explore. Ooh, uh-oh, lost that one somewhere. Okay, and then what else? Time to relax. I think maybe that palm tree would be cute again. Okay, and then looks like this key needs something. So what are we going to give it? How about we'll do just a hotel room. Hotel. If you did hotel, you could do a little building too, just like where that was. Explore a new city. You could do hotel and then a let's try that. The card, I think there were 3 hotel cards, journaling cards, and the paper pack. So you could put, oops, I didn't do that on the, oh well, on the foam pad. But you could put this opposite of that, you know, the hotel journaling card plus the key, and talk about your arrival. That would be cute, especially if your hotel is beautiful or traveled overseas. I've been in some very beautiful hotels, a lot of beautiful hotels in the Philippines and in Japan. Very, very pretty, very artistic. So, and then hotel room. All right, that's pretty much it. So that is what it looks like. So grab one of these stamps, play with it, and get to stamping. I also cut them out, so I don't have them on my desk. They're in with the collection where I'm going to start making some layouts and filming it for the 52 Weeks Club. So I did cut some of these out with the keys, and I'm using them in layouts, and so I had a lot of fun with that. If you have a Brother Scan and Cut, you can put this on the mat and it'll cut it out. It'll cut the outlines. So I do that as well. I do have a Brother Scan and Cut, and a lot of times, as long as you have a dark line around it, it'll put a cut line around it and it'll cut it out. It'll cut it out exactly, or you could do, I think it's called ghosting. There's another industry term, it's not coming to me, that'll give you just a little bit of white around the edge if you want. I think it's called is it an offset? And you can up that offset if you like a nice white line around it as well from a Brother Scan and Cut. So there you go. And I think you can do it in your silhouette too. I think you can scan it and the silhouette will also put cut lines on it for you. All right, well, that is it. I hope that was fun. Go and check out the stamp and the new paper pack. And I will paste a link below for all of the items I talked about, all of the travel items. I'll put them all in a little collection together so you can see them. And I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.